Taylor's revamped 900 series continues to expand. Today we're taking a look at the other Builder's Edition 914 CE. Stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag. And as always, check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. So we've done a number of videos recently talking about the changes that have been going on with the 900 series. A few weeks back, we talked about the death of the long-held 914 CE being replaced by a Builder's Edition version of that guitar, the Builder's Edition 914 CE, not to be confused with this Builder's Edition 914 CE. We also showed you the new Builder's Edition 912 CE, not to be confused with the Builder's Edition 912 CE. What's going on, right? Well, what's effectively going on is that there are now two different varieties of Builder's Edition in the 900 series, which is now only Builder's Edition guitars, and in both the original Builder's Edition 912 CE and its modern variant, or more recent variant, I should say, and the two Builder's Edition 914 CEs in the 14 body shape, or the Grand Auditorium body shape. So one of those Builder's Editions that we looked at recently had a gloss body, a top of Sinker Redwood, and back and sides of Honduran Rosewood. And that is also very similar to the 912 version that we just reviewed. This guitar is more like that original Builder's Edition 912 CE, in that it is satin finish and it is spruce and rosewood versus the Sinker and the Honduran Rosewood. But it's a really beautiful guitar that in a lot of ways kind of holds closer to the original formula of the tried and true, you know, may it long live the 914 CE that we know and love here at Alamo Music. So let's get into it and talk about what's going on. You might notice in camera that this is a satin finish guitar, much like that original formula for what a Builder's Edition is. And the finish on this is very thin, and it's also called silent satin because it is quieter than a normal satin finish. This is something that's interesting because it's come out based upon preferences from Andy Powers, the CEO, president, and master guitar designer from Taylor Guitars. Now, it's his preference to have kind of this satin finish that's very, very quiet, so it doesn't make a lot of noise, you know, rubbing against the body. I thought it was pretty funny. He said when they did the glossy Builder's Edition 814 CEs, and it turns out not everyone squeaks against guitars, and in some cases, maybe the gloss is preferable. I kind of like both, and it really just depends, but I do have an affinity for these silent satin finish guitars. And so that's what we see here, and it is extremely comfortable to hold and to play. The top on this guitar is Sitka Spruce, and it is paired with that classic pairing of East Indian Rosewood back and sides. So again, like a classic 914 CE, but it has all of those Builder's Edition appointments that make this an extremely comfortable ergonomic dream of an acoustic guitar, such as the beveled and convex curved cutaway that's on all the Builder's Editions, making this a seamless joint almost, and very, very comfortable to hold when you're playing in that higher register. If you don't play there, it's okay. I get that this is the cash register and this is the higher register, but if you do play up there, this is extremely comfortable. Either way, you'll also find this very comfortable. Now, this is the armrest bevel that has been on Taylor guitars for a number of years, mostly as a custom option or on presentation series guitars, and has been a feature on all of the Builder's Edition guitars except for the Grand Pacific body shapes. That is extremely comfortable and gets blended into a fully chamfered edge. So everything is smooth, everything is softened. The wing bridge is that classic Taylor shape, but again, softened. Why? Because it's more comfortable that way. If you are playing down here and you are muting, you know, with your palm muting with your hand, or you just happen to put your hand in that area, there's no sharp edge to catch you. It's really, really nice. And then, of course, we've got Goto 510 tuners and the ebony and koa kind of combination of binding that I've long said I just love on the 900 series, where the koa just glows, particularly against that backdrop of that deep, dark ebony. Now, it's a standard scale length and 25.5-inch scale length, 1 3/4 inch nut width for Taylor. And the beautiful appointments on this are the inlays and the abalone. So you have an abalone bordered top, abalone sound hole again, framed in that ebony and koa. We have the Belle Fleur inlay going up that ebony fingerboard and finishing off up here at the headstock, which again has an ebony overlay framed with koa. It's just chef's kiss. The back also has this nice border of abalone that offsets the edge that also has that chamfered treatment rather than kind of a squared off binding that you would typically see on one of these guitars. To me, this screams player's instrument. These appointments are things to make you, the player of the guitar, more comfortable. And it certainly helps that, at least in my experience with the action is perfectly set up on this, the quality is second to none, and it's really comfortable to hold. So the expectation of tone that you would usually have from this pairing is all there. So take a listen and we'll talk about it on the other side. So there you have it. Spruce and Rosewood, this classic pairing really gives you, it's a classic acoustic guitar tone. You get this wonderful response from the Spruce, this really nice dynamic where you can play soft and loud, and it just has a linear aspect of following you. And when paired with Rosewood, you have deep, rich bass, you have really present bell-like chime on the high end, your mid-range gets scooped, which if you're a singer-songwriter, your voice fills very well. And you have all of these rich overtones so that you can have sustain, you can let a chord ring, and it's just kind of saturated with these overtones. It's kind of like the difference of having a reverb pedal on versus having a reverb pedal off, or reverb on an amp versus not. It's coloring and complementing what you're playing. I think that construction, or that pairing with the construction of the V-class bracing, really allows a guitar like this to sing, to be in a lot of ways kind of predictable in how you're going to have these notes bloom and kind of follow along with the progression. And that, along with the Builder's Edition features of this guitar, mean that the instrument can do what it's really ultimately designed to do, which is to fade away. The perfect guitar, in my opinion, is one where you sit down with it and you kind of forget it's there. You know, there's no aspect to it that's getting in the way of your playing. And whenever that happens for me, I find myself playing differently. I find myself playing more smoothly, with more confidence, and focused on what I should be focusing on, because everything else is just kind of taking care of itself and I'm comfortable. You know, these kinds of instruments, particularly these Builder's Editions, it's if you play much electric guitar, it's kind of like the difference between playing a Les Paul or a Tele versus a Strat from a comfort standpoint. Ergonomically, Stratocasters are more comfortable, whether you like the other guitars or not. I own all three, so I'm not a hater, but I can tell you, sitting down with one's more comfortable than the other. That's how this guitar feels. It's just, it becomes one with you. It's wonderful. The other nice thing, it's a very expensive guitar, but it's less expensive than the more exotic wood gloss Builder's Edition version of the 914 CE. So keep that in mind in kind of eschewing the exotic woods and going with the satin finish. It is a little bit less expensive, while again still being a very expensive guitar. And I think it's worth every single penny of it, because it really is just a wonderful instrument. If you're looking for a wonderful instrument to play, you owe it to yourself to try one of these guitars. Now, it will handle finger picking perfectly well. It'll handle strumming, it'll handle flat picking, anything. I'm happiest on this guitar when I'm finger picking with it, playing fingerstyle stuff. So keep that in mind. Your mileage may vary. If you'd like more information about this new model that's come out, you can find it on our website, which is alamomusic.com. Now, we've taken photos of it. We have professional photos that are taken in store by some very talented people, so I hope that you enjoy the photography that's online. All the specifications are there, and if you have any questions, you can chat with us directly online. That's not a bot, that's a person. It's me, or it's Cooper, or it's one of our talented sales staff. They're going to talk to you and answer any questions and kind of help you navigate your musical needs. That's what we're here for. We're a brick and mortar business that's doing these things to reach as many people as we can to help you find the right guitar to suit your needs. And so I hope that you take advantage of that. And of course, you can always come in or just give us a call, and we'll be happy to put a guitar in your hands at any time and help you find the right one. If you're new to our channel and you like seeing stuff like this, I want to tell you there's a lot more coming from Taylor and a lot of other manufacturers that we have great relationships with. So you want to make sure that you subscribe, you turn on notifications, you like our videos, and you keep coming back for more. We'll see you next time.